and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Age Origins Awakening. Last time, we finished the game, and I went to load up Dragon Age 2, and I discovered that the way the game is set up, you can only import a single player character. So when you play Dragon Age Awakening with the Grey Warden, you are starting a new character file. And which means that you can only import either your origin saves or your awakening saves. You cannot do both. Which is why I am playing Awakening again, because I'm still playing as Liara from Origins, and so my Awakening and my Origin saves will be on the same character. So I will be able to import it. But it's not a big deal because there were some things. I'm hoping to try and get Sigrun and Valana's side quests that we weren't able to do. So it turns out to be a happy accident for us, because we might be able to get those quests to trigger. But I was really infuriated because for people who made the ultimate sacrifice, which is they did not perform the dark ritual with Morrigan, and their warden is the one who made the blow that kills the archdemon, their warden is dead. And so they have to play as an Orlesian Grey Warden, and which means it is impossible for them to have all of their saves and play Dragon Age 2 according to how they played Origins. So they can either upload their Origins Warden and have those saves, and the game will randomly choose whatever for Awakening saves, or they can upload their Awakening saves and the game will randomly choose Origins. And it just seems like I get that you can only upload one character slot. Okay, you know, that's possibly a game mechanic that couldn't have been overridden. Well, Awakening only has, as far as I understand, there's 4 or 5 things that matter for Dragon Age 2. So, is Nathaniel alive? Is Anders alive? Was Amaranthine saved? Was Vigil Keep saved? And did you kill the Archdemon? Not the Archdemon, the Architect. They easily could have put checkboxes at the beginning of Dragon Age 2. Just check off what you did for Awakening, and then everybody could have had their saves correctly. Because as it is, it's like Bioware just gave a big middle finger to people who roleplayed their wardens to die at the end of Origins. And I just can't believe that they did that. That's just unacceptable. I just can't believe that they would alienate an entire player base like that. It should have been fixed. It should have been fixed, and it's unacceptable that it wasn't fixed. And I'm still mad about it, and I'm probably going to continue to be mad about it. But, so, you remember the Dark Wolf? We talked to him, and he said he was going to go find stuff out, and that it was going to take him some time, and then he left, and then we never came back and talked to him. We're going to talk to him.
Doors busted down, skulls thumped, and vices preyed upon.
Excellent.
But I have answers.
Who are my enemies?
I could not unearth the conspirators' identities. They are paranoid.
Fair enough.
But I know they meet at Old Stark's farm on the Ferroval Plains.
Okay. You've lived up to your reputation, you've served your purpose. Then yeah, we should go there.
Make her be with you.
I appreciate your services, sir. Keep up the good work. Okay, so now we have somewhere to go. So I'm gonna go do that. Oh no!
It's the commander. You've been discovered.
Yes, you have. Come on. Let's get started. Liza Pacton. Alright, I got a ruby off of her. I've been marked. That's great. Alright, so I took people out. Quest completed. Okay. So, what does this mean? You dealt with those conspiring against you. Okay, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I did this before the one lady died, so maybe she's still alive. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'd forgotten about this codex that we were collecting pieces to. It turns out that we never get all of it. It's just fractured. But we're gonna go ahead and read it. With our warriors unmatched in skill and strength, and here we settled in the caves carved by the hand of Korth, the Mountain Father. Rudan, shaman of the people, turned from the gods who had ever sheltered him. In his grief, he destroyed the gifts of the Mountain Father and brought us low. And Rudan pursued her. She fled into the earth and prayed to Korth to preserve her. He sent deliverance. They called themselves the dwarves, and they protected Kalath. The darkness drove him to madness, but also gave him power. He turned our warriors against us. Keval sought out the dwarves, and together they bound Rudan in this place. Remember Keval, may Rudan forever be bound here. So I wonder if that's the Wraith spirit that we, that was bound and then we set free and then we killed. Also, since I have my original character, I still have all the codices from Origins. Here's the Avars. I don't think I read this. Driven across the Frostbanks in ancient times, the Alamari tribesmen split into 3 groups. One settled in Ferelden Valley, one was pushed into the Kokori Wilds, and the last returned to the mountains. Modern Fereldans bear little resemblance to their Alamari ancestors, and the Chasyn remember few of their traditions. But the Avars have changed little throughout the ages. Like the Chasyn, the Avars are not a united people. Each tribe fends for itself and is beholden only to its Thane. They still follow their own gods, Korth the Mountain Father, Hakon Winter's Breath, the Lady of the Skies, as well as a dozen other animal gods, never named to outsiders. Nothing lasts in the mountains. Wind and rain eventually eat away the strongest holds. Valleys that were arable one generation are locked in year-round ice the next. Game is constantly on the move. Even among themselves, the Avar make no absolute promises. They wed by a tradition in which the groom struggles to untie a tightly knotted rope, while the bride sings a hymn to one of the gods. However many knots he has undone, by the time her song ends, is the number of years she will spend with him. Lowlanders often forget that there is no such thing as a permanent alliance in the Frostbanks. Do I have the Chasyn? Did we read the Chasyn? I think we did. Yeah, I'm gonna read it anyway. How about that? Chasyn Wilders have lived in the Kokari Wilds since the first wars with the Alamari drove them southward a millennium ago. According to their own lore, they had always been a forest-dwelling people that adapted quickly to their new home. Game and fish are plentiful in the wetlands, and the Chasyn thrived. For a time, they and the hill-dwelling Avars were true threats to the northern lowlands. The Tevinter Imperium had arrived and was hard-pressed to keep back the waves of invasion from the south and the west. The fortress of Ostagar was built specifically to watch for Chasyn hordes venturing north of the tree line. It was not until the legendary war Hafter soundly defeated the Chasyn in the first half of the Divine Age that the question of their ability to contest the lowlands was settled permanently. Today the Chasyn are considered largely peaceful, though their ways are still primitive compared to our own. In the Kokari Wilds they live in strange-looking huts built on stilts or even built into the great treetops. They paint their faces and are split into small tribes ruled by shamans like those among the Avars. There are many tales of these shamans having learned their magic from the witches of the wilds, witches that inspire as much terror as they do awe and gratitude, even if there is no definitive proof they exist. In particular, the tale of Flemeth, the great witch of the wilds, is celebrated among all tribes. While there is no way to know how many there are in the wilds today, few travelers that pass through the forest tell of Chasyn eking out an existence even in the frozen wastelands of the far south. One can assume that should the Chasten ever organize themselves once more, we might have reason to fear them here in Ferelden. We ignore them at our peril. So there you go. There's a little bit about the tribal cultures of Thedas. I found Loghain.
Ah, there you are. I see you are back amongst the Grey Wardens. Leadership looks good on you, I think.
It's temporary, thank you, but I prefer this life, to be honest. What are you doing here?
I came to pay my respects to the new commander of the Grey before I leave Ferelden. Trust everything is going well.
Well enough, good to see you. You mean other than most of the wardens dying? It would go better if you lent a hand. You're leaving Ferelden. Why are you leaving Ferelden?
I have been commanded to join the Wardens in Montsimar. Apparently I'm not trusted to remain in Ferelden. I'll interfere, I'm told. Well, perhaps they're right. Still, to send me to Orlais. I thought Darkspawn blood would be the last poison I'd have to swallow.
Wait, so, hold on. He can't be in Ferelden because he might interfere, but send him to the country he hates and he'll interfere less? I disagree with this logic. It might, it might be a good experience for you. You never know.
We shall see if the Orlesians agree once I'm there. My other reason for coming here was to bring equipment that remained in the cache at Denerim.
Ooh.
There's also this. It belonged to Ferelden's commander of the Grey before Duncan, and now it's yours. Use it well.
You didn't need to bring this personally.
It was on my way. Now it is time for me to go. The Orlesian Wardens await my presence. Daggers and all. It was good to see you again. With you here, I know the Wardens will have matters well in hand.
He likes me. Awesome. What did he give me? That's not it. If I'd cleaned out my inventory for this looks new. That's not it. What did you give me, Loghain? This? I'm gonna Google it. He hands the commander the battle ask. Oh, frenzy. We already had this. Okay, there must be more than one way to get frenzy because I got this in our previous game. Okay. That's cool. I'm not going to use it. Ogren probably will, but whatever. Okay, so Velena's quest is bugged about 50 different ways, and nobody knows for sure how to get it to trigger. So I don't know if we're going to get it. But Sigrun's, in order to get hers, you just have to have not completed the smuggling quest at Amaranthine. So we should be able to just walk over here. And there it goes.
Oh, sorry about that. Why, you ungrateful, backstabbing duster!
What's going on?
It's in the past. I don't think...
Name's Misha. I was a merchant until she ruined me. I had her running errands, trying to keep one duster out of trouble. I thought I was doing a good deed. Then, I hear House Bimo's lost a gold statuette of their paragon. Next day, it turns up in my shop.
Sigrun?
I tried to say no, but Barat said he'd kill you if I refused. He needed to get rid of it.
House Bimo could have had me executed. You could have spoken up, told them the truth.
And then Barat would have killed me.
Remain silent. Sigrun's paid for her crime. I trust Sigrun. I'm not sure any of these are the right response. But I'll give her my vote of confidence.
I trusted her too. I have to deliver these skins to the tanner. Need to make a living somehow. Out of my way, Brand.
It's in the past. We should move on, Commander.
The brand that she's talking about, dwarves only get tattoos on their faces when they're that marks them as castless. I'm not sure if that was brought up in Origins, but there you go.
Grey Wardens seem to do a lot of walking.
So she's not going to talk to me until we go back to the keep.
I didn't think I'd ever see Misha again. After all, she's exiled and I'm in the Legion. Maybe the ancestors thought it would be funny to see me get yelled at on the street.
That was funny? Nah, she was too hard on you. I'd rather not talk about that. Humiliating. She was... I understand why she's upset. But...
No. She wasn't. It's all true. Misha caught me stealing a leg of nug once, and instead of telling the shopkeeper, she paid for it. She said the castless turned a crime because we have no options. If she could help one castless girl, but I proved that I'm scum. Just as they always said.
That's not true.
The Legion changes people. Some change for the better, others for the worse. But all of us change. I know now, having lost many friends, that friendship isn't something to be squandered. Perhaps I could make amends. Misha said something about working for a tanner. I could visit, just to talk.
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you. Well, I should rest. Busy days ahead of us.
Alright, back to Amaranthine. I thought she was supposed to be in here. But maybe I... Oh, no, she's right there. Right in front of my face.
You? Going to get me kicked out of Amaranthine too?
I know that nothing I say will make things better, so I want to give you this.
A ring. What is this, a proposal? You're not my type.
It'll fetch a fair price, even on the surface, to help you rebuild your life.
This looks like the crest of House Volney. Stole this off a noble, did you?
Volney, that was Varlin's ring. Oh, that was her friend's ring.
My weapons belong to the Legion or the Grey Wardens. It's the only thing I have left. Varlin was supposed to give up everything he owned anyway. It's better this way.
This will go a long way. I could start another business. You've done right, Sigrun.
Hey, that worked out. Can I talk to you about it?
Grey Wardens seem to do a lot of walking.
Okay. Well, I can go back. Let's go back to the Vigil and see if she has anything further to say. So apparently I chose the wrong dialogue option. If I told Sigrun to keep the ring, I could offer to pay Miska instead. Mishka? However it was, I could offer to pay her instead, and then Sigrun could keep her ring. And then I would have gotten approval from Sigrun for having done it that way. As it is, it looks like I don't get anything.
This looks like the crest of House Volney. Stole this off a noble, did you?
Yeah, keep it. I'll give her some gold.
How much are we talking? I reckon this thing's worth at least 20 sovereigns.
It's only worth 15. I will give you 30.
You've a true friend here, Sigrun. Try not to ruin it. And here's your ring. It must be important to you.
It is. Thank you, Misha.
This will go a long way. I could start another business. You've done right, Sigrun.
See, there was the dialogue option to be like, oh, this belonged to your friend. So I wanted to have that conversation and then maybe convince her to keep the ring. And the game didn't let me do that. Anyway, we're done here. So, onward.
Who is this first? And who was this mother he spoke of?
Another talking Darkspawn, I see. And now there's mention of a mother. A leader, perhaps.
More talking Darkspawn. And now some mother to go along with it? Cute. Wait, what did that snarly bastard say? The Fade? We're in the Fade? That's where humans dream, isn't it?
Are you panicking?
Of course I'm panicking, you hairless nughumper! Dwarves shouldn't be here. We don't dream. We sleep like a stone.
Just keep calm and keep your wits about you.
Commander, I couldn't keep my wits about me if they were strapped to my back. And what happens to my body while I'm here? Someone could outrage my modesty. What little's left of it. Sod.
Aww. Oh, no matter what dialogue options you choose, he disapproves by 3. He's just not happy to be here. So I had Wade make a sword this time, which that is really awesome, except I don't get the stamina regeneration. Everything else is great. And then I also had him make a bow. That's a little, I don't know with that one. Anyway, I will be taking Nathaniel with me this time because I discovered there is a bug in Dragon Age 2. It doesn't always happen, but if you didn't take Nathaniel with you to the final battle, there is a chance, even if you leave him at Vigil's Keep and he lives, there's a chance that the game will register that he died. So it is recommended to take him with you. So I'm going to do that. Dirk, one of the pranksters behind the Blight Orphans scam, was fortunate enough to survive the Battle of Amaranthine. The unconditional generosity of the Blight Orphans' mysterious benefactor inspired him to establish a legitimate charity dedicated to children orphaned in the attack. His sweetheart, Melissa, eventually bore him 2 rascals. That's interesting because I didn't do the Blight Orphans quest this time around. And it looks like that's something that should have triggered the last time I played, but didn't for whatever reason. Seems to be coded backwards. Dark whispers of a conspiracy against the Wardens fell silent after a rash of accidents and disappearances culminated in the apparent suicide of Ban Esmerel. The nobles of Amaranthine remained dutiful. Some even suggested they were cowed into submission. So it seems like we got this one because of the Dark Wolf quest. The survivors of the siege at Vigil's Keep hailed Anders and his magic for holding back hundreds of the assaulting Darkspawn. In the ensuing victory celebration, the men dragged the mage to the fire to engage him in a drinking contest. Anders lost. Although Sigrun seemed intent on leaving for her calling, departing for the deep roads to finish what she started in Kal Haral, the Warden Commander had a knack for finding important and absolutely urgent things to occupy the dwarf. And so Sigrun delayed her long walks into the darkness for several decades, even though she never stopped cracking jokes about needing to throw herself at death. So we seem to only get that if you complete Sigrun's roguish past. Whereas Valana's quest just seems to be extra dialogue. As far as I can tell, it doesn't actually affect her ending. But Sigrun's definitely does. So that's the first time I've gotten that. As for the savior Ferelden, she did not remain as commander of the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern. The Blight well and truly over. It was time for her to move on. Some claim the commander reunited with the red-haired bard known as Leliana, and that they adventure together still. The pair were spotted together in Denerim a year after the Blight's end. No matter the truth, the commander never did return to Vigil's Keep. That seems appropriate. Okay, so now we are done, and we will actually start Dragon Age 2 this time. I hope you enjoyed our, I don't know what to call them, revisions, I guess. Anyway, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, social media links in the description. And thanks for watching.